And we are live. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to all our viewers on the Halal Investing Network. My name is Afiq, Chief Finance Ninja at Fast Finance, co-founder at Halal Investing Network. And this is...
Hi, I'm RD, founder of ProTradersNetwork.com. I'm here with Afiq today, and I will let him do the introduction.
Are we live? Because my thing says we're not live.
But it says live here on Facebook.
I know, right? So let's make sure. I'm going to log on to Facebook and go on to the Halal.
Okay, let's do that, Afiq. Let's do that.
Okay. We're live. Okay, alhamdulillah, we're live. Okay, bertenang. Technology, right, folks? Technology. What are you going to do? So tonight is the 30th of May. My God, the cepatnya is so fast. It's the end of May. Tomorrow is the middle of the year, the 6 months already. Things have been happening in the stock market. Things have been moving fast. Some have been up, some have been down. You know, the tech sector took a big hit over the past couple of months. So today, let's not look at tech. Let's look at other things as well. Oh no, wait! One of the counters we're looking at today is a tech counter. Yeah. Okay, never mind. So there's a theme. There's a theme here. We are going to be looking at pharmaceuticals, and we are also going to be looking at tech. Okay, pharmaceuticals because of the current environment, and tech because, well, it's taken a beating. Let me share my screen really quickly. And once again, folks, this is Halal Stock Hunters pre-week pick of the week. And we are going to be looking at 2 halal counters today that maybe we might want to consider adding to our portfolio. I'll be doing the fundamentals and my good friend here, Adi, will be doing the technicals. And so as always, do your own due diligence. Always have a strategy, have a trading plan, have an investing plan, look far, and always seek help and do your due diligence before you do any trades or investing. We do this for both entertainment and education, and it is not a recommendation to buy anything. Okay, so let's have a look at my screen today. Halal Stock Hunters on the 30th of May 2021, uncovering halal gems in the stock market. So first pick for the night, Moderna, mRNA. So now Moderna, if you guys do some research, they are focused mainly on creating vaccines. They're focused on creating vaccines. And a little bit of digging will tell you that their only commercial product right now is the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, they've been around for 10 years. They've been around for a long time. So they do a lot of vaccines for other users. But because COVID came around, they decided, hey, let's launch, let's do a vaccine for commercial use. And here's the thing. From a fundamental perspective, they've been around for long enough, in my opinion. Their revenue is healthy. It's been increasing year on year, alhamdulillah. But for me, knowing what's happening with the markets right now, knowing what's happening in the world right now, you know, COVID, oh, by the way, COVID Mubarak, everyone. You know, I'm thinking that this could be a good pick for the medium term to long term, considering that COVID is by no means going to disappear tomorrow. It's been what, over a year, right? Since the first circuit breaker in Singapore. We were circuit breaker in March. It was supposed to be 2 weeks. Welcome to almost 1.5 years of circuit breaker. COVID has still been around, right? We were in phase 3, now back to phase 2, and things are scary. And so while things are scary, we always try to look for the silver lining, and inshallah, looking at Moderna creating the vaccines, it could be a good buy for the medium term from a fundamental passive investor perspective. I don't mind holding it in my portfolio. That's me. But let's look at the king of active investing, Adi. What do your charts, your magic ball say?
Okay, Afiq, thanks for actually covering Moderna. Definitely, we know they are actually in the business of making vaccines. And vaccines are all the rage right now. Most countries are actually still looking for more supplies. And of course, there are various companies making vaccines, and Moderna is one of them. And today we'll just focus on Moderna. Also, most importantly, like you said, after looking at the fundamentals, we look at the charts. So without further ado, let's go to the charts. Let me share my screen.
I always love it when he opens the charts. It's like looking at a magic crystal ball. Only, of course, the ball isn't ball shaped. It's a screen, And the magic is in the little candlesticks that move up and down.
Yeah, basically the charts tell you what we as traders and investors want to know, right? Is the price, right? As the price goes up, we make money, and if it falls, we lose money. So of course, the charts are where we're going to take a look after we have studied and researched on the fundamentals. So now we have in front of us Moderna's chart on the weekly time frame, and I usually start drawing the support and resistance levels first, so that you can see where it has been, where it might be supported if it goes up, and areas where it will actually meet resistance. So at this point, we see that this particular stock was listed in the 2018 end of around 3rd December, right? So we have support at around $13.41. That is near its all-time low. Right now, price is at $185. So you can see that this particular stock, after moving sideways, okay, all the way up till this point here, right? We can see that there's a resistance at around the $30 level, and price have actually broken to the upside and actually form another base at around the $57 level before breaking above the resistance at $95 level. And right now it is showing us a very clear pattern. Actually, this is basically, okay, let me just draw using the curve line. Hold on, just need to change the color, right? So this particular curve line tells us that the uptrend is still intact, right? And on top of that, whenever we have a trend, if it's a downtrend, we want to be looking for lower swing highs and lower swing lows. And in this case, if it's an uptrend, it needs to be proven by higher swing highs and higher swing lows. So I'm going to mark the swing highs and the swing lows. As you can see, at this point here, we have a swing low, and after the swing low has actually formed, we have another swing low before price actually moved to the upside. So I'm actually looking at past data and showing you basically what happens when you have higher swing lows, right? So at this point right now, we have a swing low, right? You see price actually going up all the way to $177. And then after that, on the 28th of December last year, it started to correct, did a correction all the way to around $100, and that's quite a big fall. So you can see volatility in this particular stock, right? Because at the end of the day, the market makers are not going to make it easy for you or anyone to actually be making money in the markets, right? So they are going to actually take out the weak hands, I say, right? This stock, if they want to push it up, they will actually, before going up, take out all the weak hands and those who actually put their stop losses around this area, right? So we have this swing low, which is a higher swing low, and we see that there's support here again around the 126 level, which is forming another swing low, a higher swing low, and right now we have this level here, which is at around the 156 level, also showing to us, giving us another higher swing low, right? So let me just put the arrows here so that all of you can see these are higher swing lows, right? So this stock keep on making higher lows, right? It keeps on making higher lows, which is a good thing, which is something we want to see, right? So at this point right now, this zone basically at around the 185 level is providing some resistance. All right, it's making some resistance. And let me just do an extrapolation. That means when price actually went down from here all the way to the bottom, it after that rose up, okay, to the top. So let me just do an extrapolation. So, okay, this one basically, it didn't rise too much. It actually was a lower, it moved up, but it was kind of not as much as the previous move up, right? You see this thing here, I'll just, it's just about this much. So let's say we are taking a conservative view. Instead of using this particular arrow, we use this shorter one. So let's clone this. And then let's say, okay, we bring it up. All right. So if that's using this measured move method, right, we can extrapolate that price might go to the $220 level. Okay. For our halal stock hunters, we try to actually use this particular several technical analysis tools, basically support resistance, higher swing lows, and of course measured move method. However, if you actually join our Halal Investing Network VIP group, we will be using more tools. Okay.
Oh yeah, I want to hear that.
Yep, we will be using moving averages. We will be using an indicator which measures fear. We have an indicator that measures trend, and we will be using other things like the Fibonacci tool, which allows us to look at how far down the price will retrace or how far it will go up. So all these things actually take more effort on our part. And I feel that, you know, if you really are serious about investing and you want to know how we see the charts using all these tools, you might want to join our premium group, right, Afiq?
Absolutely, folks. Absolutely. We have a Halal Investing Network HIN VIP group, and that VIP group is chock full of hot stock tips, analysis, forecasts, and most importantly, community support. I mean, at the end of the day, people always tell me that investing is a very lonely game. And I got to tell you, it's not, that's furthest from the truth, because ultimately, right, you need to leverage on the power of the community when we look at all kinds of information, all kinds of analysis, all kinds of opinions, and we need support, right? Whether from fellow traders, fellow investors, or a dedicated mentor, or a dedicated coach who can help you, keep you accountable and point out your mistakes. And that's one of the things that we provide in the Halal Investing Network VIP group. Now, look out for more information on that on our group. I'll be posting it sometime soon, so do look out for it, and there'll be a special offer for our early birds. And if you're the late bird, well, too bad. Okay, so Adi, what do you think about Moderna? What's your call? From the charts I see, that looks like a very beautiful uptrend. It's trying its best to break that resistance at 185, but the higher swing lows, the higher lows are a good indicator to me that it's ready to go up. And if I look at the greater landscape right now, COVID is still here, right? And of course, all the different pharmaceutical companies are coming up with better and newer vaccines, and Moderna is no different. Here in Singapore, which are the vaccines that we have? We've got Moderna, we've got Pfizer also, right?
Yeah, Pfizer is the other one, and it's also quite a popular vaccine.
Yeah, so maybe next Sunday, let's have a look at Pfizer. Maybe, no promises. If it does come onto our radar, we do, and we make the call, we'll introduce it to you guys. But folks, Pfizer is not a recommendation to buy Moderna. What do you think, Adi? What's our conviction? Personally, I look at it to medium to high. What do you say?
Yep, I agree with you, Afiq. I think looking at the charts, right, just looking at the charts, right, it's really giving me the conviction to actually enter a trade medium to high.
All right, awesome. Yep. Then awesome. I will put this on our model HIN model portfolio. Okay. As a high conviction, and let me just key this in, and this will be model on high, and let's assume tomorrow we buy in. Okay. Yep. All right, so that's Moderna, folks. Moderna, one of the pharmaceutical companies manufacturing the COVID vaccine. Now, Adi, I'm going to share my screen for the next stock pick, and we're going to be looking at hold on, sorry. See, technology. Technology. So I'm going to be sharing my next stock pick for the night, which actually is NXPI. Now, NXPI is a very interesting company. When I was looking at all my stock screeners, and when NXPI came up, it was very interesting because, number one, it's a very old company. They used to be called Philips Semiconductors. And yes, it's the same Philips, that manufacturing company that does electronics and so on. And they were founded in 1953. And here's the thing. Semiconductors are a class of product that can be found in a lot if not all, modern technology today. The stuff they manufacture are used in cars, they're used in computers, they're used in Internet of Things, they're used in what else? Your phones, they're used in everything. They're really used in everything. At one point, this company called Qualcomm, if you've heard of Qualcomm, they're one of the biggest manufacturers of electronic components, wanted to buy over NXPI. Now, NXPI has had very good revenue streams over the past few decades, actually, especially you remember the transition from into the internet age, Adi, before I was born, right? Before I was born,
Semiconductor, I can still remember that when I was in my early 20s, right, even late teens, and a lot of people were talking about semiconductors and how it is going to be the industry of the future. And you should be studying semiconductor right now if you want to take advantage of what's going to happen in the future, and you will get rich actually being a semiconductor engineer. But of course, as we know, as things pan out, most of the semiconductor companies actually shifted out to Taiwan. And lots of our friends who were in semicon industry actually felt cheated. But it doesn't mean that the industry actually turned around, reversed, and went to nothing. No, it's just that companies, industries always go to places where they can actually make the most profit, right? It's capitalism anyway.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And so from a fundamental perspective, right, adoption of technology is on the rise, right? If we look at mobile phone ownership, right, 20 years ago, mobile phones were something new. Today, children in primary school have their own mobile phone. We call this mobile phone penetration, right? Penetration rates. And so when we look at the penetration rates in Singapore, it's in the 90s, over 95%, above 95%, if I'm not mistaken. Mobile phone penetration rate is very, very hard to find somebody without a mobile phone. And in bigger countries, like within regional Asia, if you look at Indonesia, mobile phones tend to be the only form of communication in the rural areas, the kampongs and all. It's the only way people have internet access. They have communication with the outside world. They don't even buy computers sometimes. They just have mobile phones, smartphones, right? And from that perspective, with population rising, growth, with tech adoption going up, semiconductors over the past few decades have actually become an essential service. It's no longer a discretionary. Like, remember when I was in poly, people were like, oh, laptop, no, don't need that, it's a luxury thing. Now, everybody needs technology. And what better way to get exposure to this growth and adoption of technology, if not from the software as a service companies, what about the manufacturers, the people who frankly, without semiconductors, the entire industry will, right? You need hardware. And so they're in hardware. And so I strongly believe in NXPI. I think it's a good add to our portfolio for a long-term holding. And so, Adi, what do you say with your magic crystal ball? That's a nice joke. Magic crystal ball.
Okay, let's just go to the chart. For NXPI Semiconductors. Again, this is the weekly chart, guys. All right. We love to actually look at the higher time frames because it tells us the bigger picture. Right? It's just like you are watching football, but you're watching from the VIP stand all the way at the top, and versus the guy who is actually, the ball picker, you actually get to see the overview from the top and see how the game is panning out, how each team is strategizing and all that. So it's the same in investing as well as in trading. You take a look at the charts, go to the higher time frame charts so that you can take a look and see for yourself whether the market is actually trending up or down for the particular stock. So without further ado, let's take a look at NXPI. This is a stock that actually, if you actually scroll back all the way, it IPO'd around 2010 in August. Okay, and as you can see, this particular stock rose from the lows of about $10, and right now it's at about $211. Okay, this tells us something. If you are invested in a good company, eventually it'll be making money for you, right? So imagine you had in 2010 invested about $10,000 in NXPI, and right now it's at $200, and that's about 20x. So imagine $10,000, you times 20, and you get 200,000. Can you just imagine a $10,000 investment becoming 200,000? I'm sure you have a lot of ideas what you can do with that $200,000, right, Afiq?
Buy Bitcoin.
Buy yourself a nice car, use it as a down payment for your second property, or upgrade your current property. There's a lot of things you can do, you know, and for just investing $10,000 over 10 years, all right? So that's amazing, right? The power of growth in stocks and investment, if you do it the right way, you could actually make a lot of money. And if it's not for yourself, you could actually use it for your children's education. Hopefully in the future, when things are better, we could actually go traveling again.
Inshallah. Let's go to Taiwan and see NXPI's offices then.
I have a good friend in Taiwan, Afiq. He's been actually inviting me, asking me so many times. His wife, his family is all waiting for my family to go to Taiwan. And I said to him, I just can't because of the COVID situation. But after this, he said he will bring me there and show me all the halal restaurants in Taiwan.
All right. Can I come along?
Why not? Why not? It's good to always bring a friend along, right, in your travels.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's look at this chart right now. As you can see, I'm connecting the low somewhere on the 18th of March 2020, and I'm actually connected the lows. As you can see, we have an uptrend, a clear uptrend, and it has not actually broken this particular support level, slanting line. I call it a support, a slanting line support, right? So actually there are a total of 4 types of support and resistance, which I actually cover in my courses, and this is one of it. Basically, it's called slanting line support resistance. Okay, so let's look again at where the support and the horizontal support and resistance is. Right now we have resistance at a 216 level. Price is now at 211. And it did actually retrace lower and went to about $183. Okay, so it is on its way up. Why do I say so? Because on the shorter scheme of things, we have this slanting line, which is actually, we can call it a bull flag, right? I think you recognize this, right? It's a bull flag.
Yeah, the pennant.
Yep. So you can say that this is the pole. All right, and this is the flag, and we are in a bullish trend. So this is a bull flag. So once after the bull flag, price breaks above, usually it will go towards the next the last resistance, and if it breaks through, it will actually move towards the slanting line resistance, which is around the 234 level. Right, so we can just actually put it down here. If it goes to around this level, let's just put at a round number around 233. Okay, so that is where I see price moving if it manages to actually break above this resistance at this point here, which is also the all-time high at around the 21645 level. Okay, so let me just mark it here with the tags and resistance. Okay, so you can see the resistance level here. We have support at 183. So, however, we expect price to actually move higher, but at the end of the day, I don't think we should be taking a trade yet. All right, let's see whether price can retrace lower from here, and possibly we pick it up at a lower price.
What's that target price that we mentioned? Let's see if what's your target price for us to go in?
Possibly around the 204 or 200 level.
204. Okay, Ken. I'll key this into our watch list. We are going to be targeting 204 for NXPI. And if it does come back down and touch 200, 204 to 200, then we'll fire the
you can see this, you see, right? You can see that actually there's support at around the 204. There's another support at around the 199, or rather $200 level. Okay.
Yeah.
Previously, when it was at the $200 level, you can see price retrace deeply, you know, from 200, it went down all the way to 164. Remember, this is something we learned, Afiq, the round number. If you want to know more, of course, join us in our VIP group.
Of course.
Yeah, we talk about this level.
Of course, it's the psychological level, folks. It's the round number psychological level. This is one of many, many, many tools that we can use. Covered, of course, within the stocks course as well as the VIP section. But Adi, carry on with this. That's 200. It's a very nice number there, and it broke 200. So 200 could be the next support, right?
Yep, it broke and it came down further down before moving back up. So what happens is that price, the market knows that $200 level is a resistance level. So to make the power of that level weaker, it just crisscrosses around it. So if you see a crisscrossing like this, like it means like this $200 level is no longer having that strength that it used to have.
And so now we have to watch and wait for it to come back down. And so if it does break the 200, the next support we're looking at is about 183. And so if it goes between 183 to 200, then we decide to maybe buy in. Is that when?
Of course, that's of course the ideal situation, I think. So if it ever comes back down to this particular level, right, somewhere around here, when it touches the line, that's the best place to buy. That is the number one best place to buy when it touches any part of this line here. But I don't think it will do that. I think it's if it ever comes back down, it will be somewhere around here. But you never know, right? You never know.
And so NXPI will go onto our watch list. We're not going to fire the gun just yet on NXPI, folks. We'll be watching the movements with great interest over the next few days, in fact, over the whole week coming forward, and we'll see where it goes. So currently, our watch list, we've got a few on it. Tune in on Wednesday when we review our HIN model portfolio and tell you a little bit more about what we are currently holding. As of right now, I see a lot of our numbers actually recovering from last week's drop, and it's actually relatively healthy. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the numbers actually. So yeah, at this point, Adi, what are your thoughts on NXPI? For me, like I said, watch list. We'll see if it comes down to the target price and then buy it. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely at this point it's a buy. And you can see actually it's in a very nice channel, uptrend channel. On top of that, we can also say that you can see that it's making higher lows, right? Again.
Yeah, very consistent higher lows, right?
Very consistent higher lows, and yeah. So it's just that we are being strategic right now. We have quite a number of stocks already in our portfolio, so we want to be buying things now, and they actually gives us a very good opportunity. We know it's actually going up, but we want to be buying at a better price, right? It's like you know that you can buy something now. It's good stuff, but you want to buy at a better position whereby it will give you a better risk reward ratio as well.
Absolutely. I think, yeah, on that note, with risk reward ratios, when we consider our trades, we definitely have to consider what's the kind of risk we're taking, right? So if we look at this downside, that downside right now is at about 215, right? What is NXPI right now? NXPI on Friday closed at 211. NXPI closed at 211 last Friday. 211. And that psychological support is at 200, but the clear support is at 183. Right? If it does come down to that channel, like you mentioned, we're looking at how much is that? 200, not 200. 190 something, about there. Right?
If it breaks below the slanting line, then basically it's a stock that we don't want to touch actually, because it would have broken this slanting line and I won't like it anymore. Yeah. So I'm thinking that it would, if it can go to this level here around 200, it will be good already. As you can see, this particular stock is a very, the way it moves, right, Afiq, it's very stable, It doesn't move. The volatility, yes, you can see, of course, the ups and downs, but it moves quite steadily in the sense that, from the lows of 182 now at 211, it's like it has moved up about 10%, right? But, it took about 3 months, before, sorry, this is the daily chart, right? So it takes about 2 weeks to actually rise up.
And I like you said, I like that it's very consistent, it's slow and steady.
Yeah.
and if the price does come down to a favorable price, I personally would like to add this to my long-term portfolio. Like I mentioned earlier, the whole hardware aspect of technology is often overlooked. People always tell me, oh, they want to buy the software companies, they want to buy, Facebook, they want to buy Google, they want to buy Amazon, but also forgetting that, hardware does make up the other half of technology. It's not just software, it's also hardware, right? If you look at those big names like Apple, Samsung, right? They have their own OSs, they have their own hardware as well. And even their hardware is sourced from other companies, right? And so we can't deny the fact that without the hardware, there's nothing for the software to run on. And yet these are quiet companies that nobody talks about. They've been chugging along, doing their own thing, just creating the components that are so necessary to our day-to-day lives with regard to technology. And yet people don't talk about it. It's not as sexy as the Apple, right? The new iPhone, or Tesla with their new, what do you call it? The new cars, etc., etc. Can.
Yep. There's a lot of stocks, right, I think, that basically, if you are an investor in those kind of stocks, right, they can make a lot of money for you, and nobody actually talks about that. Nobody bothers to even cover it, especially those bigger news websites like Bloomberg and CNN. Sometimes you don't even see these kind of stocks being covered at all, but they are the silent, diam ubi berisi type of stock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that can really give you a lot of ubi.
Correct. It's not a sexy stock, right? There's no media coverage. There's nothing interesting going on. There's no new launches. Like every year, Apple will have a new phone, right? Every year they have a new phone, and there's high media coverage. There's wow, people talk about it, and Facebook with their acquisitions of, in the past 5 to 10 years, they acquired Instagram, they acquired WhatsApp, they acquired Oculus, they acquired so very sexy, very big media news. And yet some of these, quality counters that just chug along, no scandals, nothing exciting. They just, continue adding value to the world. These are the kind of counters that we should be comfortable holding for a long period of time.
Yep, yeah, we should actually consider all these stocks. That's why I think it's good if you can actually join our VIP HIN space, because we will also be revealing some of stocks which we don't cover here, right, Afiq?
Oh yeah. So folks, if you enjoyed our Halal Stock Hunters pick of the week, our midweek reviews on Wednesdays, our pick of the week on Sunday nights, and you're craving for more, drop either of us a message, make a post on the Halal Investing Network group. Tell us you want in. Okay, I'm going to put it out there right now. The first 10 people, just the first 10 to comment right now to say, I want in, will have a special offer direct to your inbox. I'm not joking. We have a special offer for our early birds. The first 10 people to say, hey, I want in, we're going to give you a special offer to join the Halal Investing Network VIP section. Now, in the VIP section, what exactly do you get? First off, you get Adi Ismail. Dun, 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 dun. You get Adi, you get all these years of experience.
Afiq as well.
Oh, of course, you get me. Of course, you get me. Everybody wants me. You get us. You get us, you get our coaching, you get our accountability, you get our news, you get our opinions. We have a group of analysts who will be giving you our opinion, telling you whether these are going to be good, give you investing ideas. Most importantly, there'll be a community to support each other. You will also definitely get access to all our courses at discounted rates. Members of the public get expensive courses. People, our insiders, our VIP members get special rates. You get a heck of a lot of support. And I think most importantly, you get to know that you're not alone. You're not alone, especially when you start investing. And the worst part is when you're alone staring at a computer screen and you don't know whether you're making the right call. Right? It can be very, very scary. I've been there. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Adi, I think, has lost more than my entire net worth combined. Right?
I hope not to lose so much, but you know, those are tuition fees that we pay over the years, right, Rafi? I mean, starting, you know, when in my mid-20s, going into the stock market, not having anyone. Sorry, yep, not having, not having
Technology.
anyone. I mean, not having anyone to teach you and mentor you. I just hope that I could, you know, have a community like what we're offering now.
Yeah, and here's the best part. We want to do this from the halal perspective. I mean, at the end of the day, there's so many you know, programs out there that you can take up that teach you how to invest. But so far, I see precious few that teach you how to invest in a halal way. I mean, we like to tell people, hey, you know, you should stop losing money and start making money the halal way. That's our mantra. Right, at the end of the day, we are here to support our community, and I honestly believe that at the end of the day, when we support our community, society as a whole gets better. Right, we've got to admit there's not enough financial literacy in the world as it is, and there's precious little information on halal investing. There's information on Islamic finance, yes, and there's a lot of scholarly articles on this and that, but I don't really see any practitioners actually teaching people about halal investing, right? Adi, do you have any that come to mind?
Actually, I don't. I've seen a couple of websites that attempt. Sorry, Afiq, the Wi-Fi here is a bit of a problem. It's not your side.
Okay, I thought it was me.
Yeah.
I really thought it was me because you disappeared here and there.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I've been trying to actually get this telco company. Yeah.
Telco company, complain. complain.
You know,
We got our first comment. Daniel Yuno says, I want in. Okay, Daniel, I'll be in touch with you. Okay. Actually, I know Daniel. His baby girl is super cute. No, excuse me. Super cute, super cute. So Daniel, say hi to Nadira for me and say hi to Hanan for me. We will be in touch, inshallah, sometime soon, folks. If you do like any of our content, comment, like, subscribe, follow, share, just engage with us. Because ultimately, if we do this just for you, and we love all the feedback and the interaction that we get from you guys. Adi, last words from you before we end the night.
Okay, folks, thanks for actually being a great audience and listening to us talking about investing. I know sometimes it can be a bit dry, but I'm sure if Afiq here, always entertaining and giving that positive energy, you know, it makes my day. So I hope it has also made your day. And hopefully we could actually see you again in our next show on next Wednesday. Yes. All the best to your trading and investing. RD from halalinvestnetwork.com.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Tuan Dato' Paduka Agong Adi Ismail, folks. This is Afiq, Chief Finance Ninja at Fast Refinance. I want to thank Adi for all his time and all his effort into analyzing the stocks and giving us insight into, you know, the magic crystal ball that is technical analysis. And this is Afiq. I am going to share with you all kinds of information about fundamental investing and passive investing. That's my baby. That's my passion. I absolutely love it. And of course, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank all of you who are watching, who are sharing, who are commenting, engaging. I absolutely love it. We do this just for you, and we'll see you this coming Wednesday for our midweek portfolio review at 10 a.m. This is Afiq, Chief Finance Ninja at Fast Refinance, co-founder at Halal Investing Network. We'll see you at the next one. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum.